Hi everyone, I'm here today with an update on my first 4 months of marriage. In August, my husband and I finally had our wedding day. Our getting married marks the start of an entire journey that we're embarking on together. We're both really committed to having a healthy, thriving, long relationship. I feel inspired to share about our journey and our process because I know that good examples can be hard to come by, and I think it can be really valuable to kind of pull back the curtain and talk about the actual effort and mechanics going on to make this marriage run and to make it last a lifetime. One thing that's really been coming in handy in this stage of our marriage is having a higher purpose and common goals that we're working toward beyond just staying married. Of course, that is a goal in and of itself, but we have a lot of really big aspirations and goals for things that we want to build together, not the least of which is a family, and we also both have entrepreneurial pursuits of building different businesses together. But having a shared vision for our life and what we can do and achieve together is really helpful and motivating to pour into our relationship. The love that we have for each other is such a gift, and we don't take it for granted. I definitely don't. It's really, really cool to see how beautiful our relationship can become as time goes on. And of course, we made that initial commitment to each other when we started dating, and then we kind of recommitted again when we got engaged, and then when we got married. That was kind of like a pinnacle of commitment. But now in the day-to-day, there is a commitment required, a recommitment that's required every day. I've just really been appreciating how seriously we both take marriage. It's not a frivolous thing to me or to him. It's something that we see a really beautiful purpose in. But just as much as we have that like beautiful ideal of what marriage is, the experience of it, the past 4 months, these first 4 months has been really interesting. The first couple of weeks after we got married were just really surreal. I don't know totally how to explain it, but waking up with someone every day and spending the day with them and returning back to them at the end of time apart, that's just been such a different feeling. I think because there's the energy of a lifelong commitment behind it. It was like, oh my gosh, these are the first days of the rest of our life. This is what reality is going to look like from now on. Us always returning back to each other and always relying on each other and always being there for each other. It's really special and really cool. And there definitely was kind of a adjustment period where it was kind of surreal, like, oh, you're still here. And then the realization from that, oh, you're going to keep being here forever. It's really cool. No words for it, really. It's just been such a gift. Part of that is knowing that there's so much more to come. The fact that this is only the beginning and it's so exciting, so different and challenging in a really cool way. I guess in my life, in my reality, it does feel ambitious in a way to get married. I remember thinking this when one of my older siblings got married, that it was really brave of them because they were attempting to go where no one else in our immediacy has gone before. And I think that's the case for a lot of people. I know that the divorce rates are like flip a coin, and you get married, you're basically flipping a coin of whether or not you're going to stay together, just statistically speaking. I guess in a way I'm just kind of reveling in the audacity that we have to even attempt this, and also to think that we can achieve it. Like, I'm getting married and I'm gonna stay married, and I know that I can do that. I guess just what it means about myself personally, it means that I'm a disciplined person. It means that I have follow through. It means that I know what I want, and it means that I'm willing to make things happen. It means that I can rise to challenges, and it means that I am persistent. And obviously those beliefs and those thoughts about myself will only be reinforced as time goes on and as our marriage continues to thrive and blossom. Now, with all that being said, there of course have been hiccups and snafus and difficulties and adjustments, namely that this is just completely new and completely unknown. Like I said, we don't fully have good examples of healthy marriage for us in our lives, which means that we're kind of figuring it out as we go. But I think even if we did have examples, there is nothing that could totally prepare us for it other than just doing it. I mean, I think being committed to somebody else is in a way committing to your lifelong growth. At least that's what it means for us, that we are always going to continually strive to be the best version of ourselves. Like, I'm not just committing that to myself, I'm committing that to my husband as well. And of course, I'm coming from a place of total imperfection, and in interacting with another person, interacting with my husband, and in being in such an intimate relationship with somebody else, like, there's no way to hide your flaws. They're going to come out and they're going to have to be addressed, because that's the only way to move forward and to continue in this commitment, is to do the necessary work to leave behind the things that aren't helping you with this goal. So for me, something that I've had to leave behind is this hang up of asking for help. It's really hard for me to do that because I like being able to do everything myself, and frankly, I don't always trust other people to do things, so I would rather just do it myself. But being married is teaching me slowly but surely that I have to be able to ask for help, and I have to be able to rely on my husband, because that's what this is. You know, I'm not doing life by myself anymore, and that's the point. There's a joy in that, and yet it is totally unfamiliar, and sometimes it's difficult to let go of the mindset that I've had prior to making this commitment. And these kind of go part and parcel with having a hard time asking for help. But I also have found that I have this really deep need to be right and to just control everything around me. That's, you know, a pattern from childhood. I'm sure we could really unpack that, but it's not loving to control somebody. We have free will. That's part of what it means to be human. To love somebody means to honor that and appreciate the ways that we're different. And I can't do that if I'm constantly trying to affirm that I'm right. Because if I'm right, if I'm holding on to this idea that I'm right, then the flip side of that is that everyone else is wrong. It's like this duality. It's not true. And the reality is that the way that I do things is just my way of doing things. It's neutral. It's not right or wrong. And same with my husband. So, I mean, the point of what we're doing is to help each other out and grow together and experience life together. And this idea of right versus wrong, you versus me, is just a stumbling block to experiencing togetherness. It's really exciting though, because getting married has kind of brought on this next level of inner work that I know that I wouldn't be able to do if I was just living for myself, unto myself, doing whatever I want to do. This external commitment is so beautiful because it's a commitment to somebody that I care so deeply about. It puts a fire under my ass to actually do better and be better, which kind of brings me to my next point of how we find solutions, because of course there are conflicts that come up in just negotiating a life together, and we personally find our solutions in our willingness to change, both of us. We talk things out, and I think the most useful mindset for me has been thinking of our relationship and kind of running it as if it were a business, as if it were a serious project, because it is a serious project, and that's kind of how my mind works. I like to see things on paper, so even doing reviews together, like a review of our week, a review of our month, a review of our year, talking about things we've done well and things we've done poorly. And this also gives us an opportunity to encourage each other and build each other up, and kind of putting that on paper solidifies it and gives me much more direction than if we were just kind of aimlessly floating around in my head of like, oh yeah, you know, I do want to have a healthy relationship, I do want my marriage to thrive, but when I actually put it down like as a goal, the tangible steps that I can do to make that happen, it really helps a lot. Like, I can't stress it enough how important having that purpose is in actually making good on the commitments that I make. There's this book that my husband and I read recently, and it said that a person is successful if they have a goal that they're working toward. And I really love that idea because it allows for constant movement. Life is just not stagnant at all. And the life that is in me and the life that is in my husband, like, we're both constantly changing and evolving, and success is going to look different as we move through different stages of life. But as long as we have a goal that we are working towards, that is success. No matter what the goal is, the goal can change, the work can change, the difficulties and obstacles that come up will change, but as long as we are working on something, as long as we are committed to marriage, whatever that entails, whatever obstacles that means working around, it's a success because we are working on it. And more as my brain like fully develops, I'm starting to see work as a good thing, like a really positive thing in my life. So as I say all of this, we're putting in a lot of work and it takes effort and we're setting goals and we're running it like a business. Like that's exciting to me. That's fun. It's like type 2 fun, if you've ever heard of that, where it might not necessarily be like the most pleasurable in the moment, but the satisfaction you get from accomplishment, that's the fun of it to me. And at the same time, my husband and I have been having so much fun together, and these very first few months of marriage have been filled with surprises and delights as we just get to soften into each other more. It's long haul now. You know, there's no more wondering, there's no more assessing. Like, are you the one or aren't you? We've decided. And to decide is to cut away every other option and move forward with the one. And part of the fun is figuring out how to really serve each other, how to make each other feel seen, and in doing that, like foster our connection and our closeness. And there's so much to learn, you know, it's a whole nother person. All of this requires a commitment to constantly do better. And that means, like I mentioned, checking in with each other, communicating, assessing, and ultimately it's not about the commitment we made on our wedding day. That's part of it, of course, but it's about the recommitments along the way, that we recommit over and over and over and over and allow this relationship, this experience of marriage to really unfold and reveal to us all that it has to teach us. And as far as advice goes, I mean, just take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. What this is really about is data and documentation. It will be cool to see how these videos progress as time goes on and how our marriage progresses as time goes on. That's really exciting to me, and I think that's what I really want to convey, that commitment is fun and cool and way more gratifying than just like going for what feels good in the moment. Like, I can't say that it's for everybody, but having a strategic way of going about life and going about marriage is really fun to me, and to be able to do it with another person and try to strategically get somewhere that we both really want to go is cool. It's a cool feeling, and it gives me a sense of purpose that honestly I've never really had before, like to get to love and nurture somebody through every season of life. I mean, I can't speak into this at all now, but we're gonna have a family too. It's crazy. Life is just really miraculous, and I think that feeling or that knowing kind of compounds the more that your life becomes intertwined with the lives of others, specifically in marriage, and I anticipate in family and motherhood as well. That's really all that I have for you today. I will continue to assess as time goes on, and shout out to my husband for making all of this possible.